Right, so over here we want to quickly move on to work on the create server modal once we get to this page, right? So let's not waste too much time, but before we do that, what I want to work on is this. I want to quickly clear the background and remove the border. So what I'll do is I'll go into the components, I'll go to the modal.tsx right here, and inside this button I'll just give it a class name like that, and give it a class name, and I'll say bg transparent, just like that, and I'll give it a border 0, just like that. Alright, and that should basically remove those things, so that once we switch or we change the themes right here, you realize it automatically applies those, it fits inside, right? Alright, nice and clean. So now that we have this working out good for us, let's just move on to the actual thing. So what we want to do is I want to open up this one here, and I'll say npm I zastand, just like this. Okay, and I'll hit enter, and that should install our zastand, right? So since it's installing the zastand, let's already go into our hooks. Let's come here. You see the hooks folder here. If you don't have the hooks folder, quickly create the hooks folder inside the root folder right here, right? So let me create it with you. I'll delete that, and I'll just come and create it. So hooks, just like this, right? Nice and clean. So inside here, okay, it looks like it's loading up. Give it some time. It should be here. All right, so we have the hooks right here, right? Now inside this, we want to say use modal store, right? So use modal store, just like that, .ts, just like this. All right, then you hit enter. Now once you're inside here, what you want to quickly do is you want to import create from what you want to import create from zastand, right? So zastand, just like that, right? Now that you have that, you want to come here and export a type. So you say export type, modal type, just like that, modal type, and then you equate it to it. So over here we want to create, like, we want to be able to set different types of server creation modals or server modals, right? So we can have like create server, so we can have create server, we can have edit server and all that stuff, right? So but just for now, let's just end it out here. And once we have this, what we want to do is we want to say interface, right? So we want to create an interface, and then we say the modal store, just like that. And inside the modal store, we want to set the type, and the type is going to be what, the modal type or null, just like this. All right, then right after that, we want to come here and ask and set that it's open, and then we set it to be a boolean, just like that, or make sure it's small letters, boolean, just like this. And over here we say on open, right? So on open, and then we set it to be the type, so it will take like a type prop, and that type prop is going to be the modal type, obviously, and we're just going to set it to void because it's a function, right? So right after that, then we come with our on close right here like this, and it's not going to take in any parameters, but it's going to be a function, so we set it to be void. All right, nice and clean. So now that we have that, we can simply just come and export our hook right here. So we can say export const use modal, just like this. It's equal to create modal store, just like that. All right, so here inside this create modal store right here, so here just want to apply this to it, so that it just, okay, I think I went a little too fast here. So what we want to do is, inside this const use modal right here that we have, we want to take this create function that we imported from zastand, right? And then we want to set the type to be what, or the interface to be what, the modal store, just like this, right? So right after we are done with that, what we want to do is we want to open this up, give it a set parameter right here. We open up the function just like this, and then bring another bracket before we apply the curly braces. Now inside here like this, okay, we're having an error here because we have two points, so just remove that, right? And over here inside we can just apply the type. We set the type to be, we set the default value to be null, just like that. And okay, and we come here and then we set that is open, the default value for is open to be false, just like this, right? And we'll come here and set on open to be the type, right? So a type, and then we set it to be what, set, just like that. And we open up this curly braces, and then we take the is open variable that we just set up at the top here, right? Or is open property that we just set up at the top, and then we set it to be what's true, just like this. And we want to apply the type to as well, just like that. All right, so now that we are done with this, we want to come here, and I want to do the same for unclose. So I'll just copy this line and I'll paste it here, nice and clean. I'll just cut that, and I'll come here and say what unclose, just like this. And I'll simply set this part to be false, just like that. And then I'll remove this type right here. Or I think we can, okay, I'll just remove the type, pretty much. I'll just remove the type, and we can just set the type to null, just like that. All right. Oh, for some reason, yeah, so no, just like that. All right, so now that we have been able to set this up right here nice and clean, what we want to quickly do next is we want to now come and use this Modal store that we just created inside one of our components, or you know, yeah, modals here, right? So yeah, so inside this modal folder right here, what we can simply do is you can just copy and paste that. So we just want to duplicate it, all right? So we can do Control C, Control V. We get the initial modal copy right here, and what I'll simply do is I'll just change the name, and then I'll do it create modal.tsx, right? So create server modal, create server modal.tsx, just like this. All right, so now that we have that, what we want to quickly do is we just want to make like a couple of changes, right? We just want to make a few changes. The first thing is we want to remove this use state right here, and we want to come down here, remove the use effects that we have. So for instance, this if, we want to take out that if right here. So we don't have any use effects like that here. So okay, yeah, it's here. This is the use effects. All right, so we can clear that, and now it's clean. So now that we know that it's clean, right? What we want to simply do right now is we want to say const, right? We want to say const is open, then we set is open. So oh no, my bad, my apologies. We want to use the ones that we got from the store, right? So I just lost my head there a bit. So we just clear that, and I'll say what is open, just like that. We destructure that. In fact, let me just equate it to the use modal, just like that. So we should be able to import that. Okay, for some reason it's not showing up. I don't know why. The PC has come back to becoming slow. So let's import that ourselves. Import use modal from, then we take it from where we need to go into the hooks, right? So we can just see this hooks slash what use modal store.ts. I can just copy just like this, and I'll just paste it right here. nice and clean. So now that we have this use modal store right here, what we want to do is we want to just come and import the rest of it. So we have the type and we have the unclose right here, nice and clean. All right. So now we have that, right? We have that done and everything. The next thing we want to quickly come and do is we want to come here and set the value for this, right? So you can see this one is like an automatic open for the initial model, right? Once you open the application, we already want the initial model to open, but now I want to open it based off of a certain condition, right? So let us set up that condition. So we can come here and say what handle close, right? So we can come and then, so right here you see, so right here, let me come here and say what, take this open value, right, and set it to the boolean value that we have from there is open, right, or is modal open, right? So how are we going to set up this is modal open? Let us quickly come here. This is modal open is only going to be true based off of a certain value or certain values, right? So let me quickly arrange this nicely. I'll come here and I'll say const is modal open, just like this, is going to be is open. So check if is open is equal to true, and at the same time the type of the model has been set to, or is the same as what, create server, just like the one we set inside. So you can see it's here. But if it's the same as this one, then what we want to quickly do is what, let's make sure that this is correct. Create server, we weren't supposed to make it capital, it had to be small c. So let's go back into this use modal store and correct it. It had to be a small c. So yeah, let's correct it like this. Create server, nice and clean. Alright, now inside the server model right here, yes, so this is how it has to be. So we want to check if the is open is set to true, and at the same time the type is set to create server. Then we want to open up the create server model right here. You see it will be set to true, so automatically it will open up. Then we want to come here and say that, oh, what if, so like, what if we want to close it, right? So we can say on open change, then we can pass in a function we create right here. So on handle, so we say what, handle close right here. So we say handle close just like that, and no parameters, so just open it up, and we would set the phone to reset. We tell the phone to reset just like that, and we'll make sure that we close the model, so just like that. Alright, nice and clean. So now that we've been able to do that, let's quickly come and do one more change here. We want to remove this window.location.reload, and then we just want to set it to unclose just like this. Alright, nice and clean. Right, so yeah, so pretty much that is basically it for making sure that our create server model has been set up. And the next thing we want to quickly do is we want to be able to handle the model, or we want to be able to make it available to every part of our application, right? So let us quickly come and then create a provider for the model right here. So here we go into the providers folder, and then we say what, model dash provider, just like this, .tsx, just like that. Now inside this model provider that we have right here, what we want to quickly do is we want to export const what, so we want to export const model provider just like this, right? And inside this, we want to open it up like that, and we say const what, we want to take this is mounted. So this is where we want to now handle all the hydration and all those things, right? So the rendering and all that stuff, this is where we want to make sure that we are taking care of all those issues because of the kind of unpredictable behavior of models, right? So the way they're popping up and like leaving and all that stuff, being controlled with the use effects and all that stuff. So yeah, that's it. So we have is modal, and then set is modal is mounted. Sorry, set is mounted like this, and we want to see what use state just like that, and we set it to be what false just like this. All right, so now that we have this all set up, what we want to do is we want to now come here and give and set up this use effect so that it takes care of some things for us. And speaking of that hydration and all those things that I'm talking about, let me just set up the use effects, then we go to that one. So you can see this is it. Let's set the dependency of the use effects to be an empty array. So at the beginning we want to make sure that the set is mounted. Set is mounted is what is true, just like this. Alright, then whenever it's not mounted, so whenever it's not mounted, you want to return what null, return null, just like this. Alright, so now that we have that, the next thing we want to quickly do is we want to return the actual model that we have here. Right, so inside here we want to now come and apply it. So we say let's create server model. The snippets aren't showing like they are supposed to, so I guess we have to import it ourselves. So here above here, let's make sure that we make it what use client, just like this, and then we can now come here and then import our create server model. So create server model, just like this, right? From where we want to go into dot slash modals slash what create server model, just like that. Right, it looks like there's an error inside our create server model. Let's see what the error is. Okay, it says the import is wrong. Let me try to import it like this. Okay, so it's here, but it was the same. Okay, let us go back to the model provider, and let us make sure that what we are importing here is also correct. So create server model, let's make sure it's correct. Okay, it's not showing up. It's not showing up. Oh, come on. Okay, it's still not showing up, so pretty much we need to import it ourselves, like we did before. Let me see. Create server model was how was it exported? Yeah, it was exported like a module. So over here, so to create server model, since this is showing up, I think we can import, and it's still not showing up. That's crazy. Oh yeah, I think I know what is going on. So you see here, this is set to initial model, right? I don't know why I didn't see it earlier, but you just select this, right? Hold Control F2 to select all instances of it, and you just do what? Create server modal, just like that, right? And now we should be able to import it over here. So yeah, that was why it was not showing up. All right, so oh, it's it's still not showing up, but don't worry, we just have to do it. Okay, it's here, it's here. All right, it's here. So you can see that. Oh, I didn't import. Yeah, so it's here. All right. And so that's it, right? That's it. So um, now that we have been able to work on this modal provider, what we want to do is we just want to go into the layout of the server ID, right? So you can see, so the layout of the server ID is inside the app folder right here, and we go into the main, and then this layout right here, and then all we have to do is to just import it on top of the children right here. So we say what? Modal provider, just like this. Modal provider, just like that. All we have to do is import that. Okay, so just imported it. Let's hit enter to import. Okay, it's not responding. Wait a bit. Okay, so it just imported. Alright, so I was finally able to initialize the project one more time, and we can just test it out. You can see when I click on this add server, it should immediately bring up our modal. Okay, right. Let me see. Going to the create server modal right here. Scroll down, and let me see. So yeah, it should open up. It should basically open up for us. I can log out. Let's open. Okay, yeah, I think I know what is going on. So you see this action, the you see the plus. I want to find it, so let me go into navigation. Inside the navigation action we have right here, inside the navigation action we have, I'll go into the plus right here, or the button right here, and I'll say what? On click, right? So on click, and then inside I'll just, so over here I want to import, so I'll say const, import the use modal right here, just like that. Use modal, let's import that, and we would say what is it? Sets, is it on open? And come, let's check. Use modal hook, it says what? The use modal hook says on open, right? So on open right here, I'll just copy that. We'll come back here and we'll import that like this on open, just like that. And then over here we'll just say what? On open. Okay, looks like my VS Code is being a little slow. So yeah, on open, just like that, you open it up and you just pass in create server, just like that. Alright, okay, and now that we've been able to do that, we should be able to relaunch. Okay, it seems you have to wait for this to complete. Okay, it's taking some time, but let me try to refresh. Looks like everything is just slow. Let me just pause the video, and once we are all set, we can just try it out. Alright, so alright, so I was finally able to refresh it, and now if you click, you can see that we have our customize your server right here. But well, I think we need to even change this. We need to change this. So over here inside the create server model, let me just scroll down, and here we can just say create a new server. Yeah, that should make more sense. Create a new server should make more sense. So you can just add an image right here. Like I said before, we would have added the inbuilt upload thing stylings, but it just messes up the look of our model. It displaces it and makes everything look all messed up. So we have to just manage with this one. So I'll just okay. Oh, it looks like I already selected that image. So I'll just select another one. Just select another one. Let me see. I saw a couple. Let me see. Okay. Oh no. I'll just take this and then I'll upload it. So you can see that it is, I had to click on it to upload it, right? And I can say, what name do I want to give this group? I want to say Copland store server. I don't know. And I'll click on create, and you can see that it is creating the service. It is creating the server, and once it's done, you should see that it would show up right here. You can see, so you can click on that to quickly navigate to it, and click on this one back to get it back here. So yeah, that's basically it for creating our server using the new modal that we just created, the create server modal right here. So thank you very much for getting to this part of the video, and hopefully I'll see you in the next